What's up, gamers? How you doing? In this video, I want to take a closer look at a book I recently got. I was at Portland Retro Gaming Expo in October of this year, and swung by my good friend Jeffrey Wittenhagen's booth, Premium Edition Games booth, and I met Tristan there. He's the author of this book right here. He gave me a copy of this, and he said that I was a big influence, or part of the influence anyway, for writing this book. And what this book is, it's the Video Game Console Collector's Field Guide, and this thing is incredibly heavy. It's like 5 pounds. It's really got a lot to it, and I want to thank him for giving me a copy. That's amazing. But this is by Hagen's Alley Entertainment Publishing, Jeff's company, and you can open up the slide here. It says on the back, and embrace knowledge, and no one can stop you. And 3 new sections, interviews. It talks about the history of consoles, which is really cool. You can see here, this is what the book looks like. Check this out too. This is really cool. Can you notice the side cover? You notice what this is supposed to be? It's a Neo Geo game case, which I thought, cartridge case, which was awesome. So let's go through this together and take a closer look. I'll put a link to the website where you can find more information about this book in case you guys are curious. And again, I want to thank Tristan for hooking me up with a copy. This is awesome. Definitely a really important part of my book collection and my gaming collection overall. Thanks. Here's a closer look at it. I just think there's a lot to be said about having a physical book in your collection. I'm a big fan of physical games. Here's the back. Over 1,000 unique pieces of video game hardware from Magnavox Odyssey, today's modern gaming. Of course, highlighting some of the major companies here from Magnavox to Sony. All that good stuff. $55 retail value. But again, the production value of this is incredible. He signed it too, which is cool. Very cool, thank you. Appreciate that. Video Game Console Collection Field Guide. Ralph Baer, first console. This is cool. He's the guy who did the brown box prototype. I just saw a video, a documentary about this the other day too. And for those who don't know, Magnavox was really the first company to create a first console. And then Atari kind of stole the idea and created Pong. Preface, and then this is the table of contents. I can't imagine how much time and work it goes into making something like this. Here's original players, Odyssey 2. This is the first Odyssey 1, Odyssey 2. And then going and talking about Pong. Nice pictures, highly detailed check CD. This is cool. And then the different Atari computers to Intellivision Company, or INTV Corp, NTV Corp, and the different Intellivision consoles, different telegames, Pongs, so many different Pongs. The Commodore, the Amiga computers. I grew up playing the Commodore 64. Let's see if that's somewhere here. I'm assuming it is. This is the computers. There it is right there, Commodore 64, classic. I have the SX64 too, which is the portable, well, not really portable, but you could take it to go, technically. Small screen, built-in colored screen, which is pretty highly advanced. More Coleco stuff. And then the ColecoVision, one of my favorite consoles of all time, which is awesome. The first Apple computer. Imagine how much that's going to be worth today. I like the prototype. I had Apple IIc in elementary school. A Macintosh, of course. Apple IIe. Also very popular in middle school when I grew up. I'm dating myself. I'm pretty old. Bally. Astrocade. I have one of these. I have the Bally home computer right here. That's the version I have, which is harder to find. If you watch the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase, there's a scene where they're actually playing the Astrocade. They're mapping out their roadmap to Wally World. Interesting fact. This is a really cool book. Here comes the challenges. It's Nintendo, of course, talking about Nintendo, the history of Nintendo. I have one of these too. These are the Nintendo Pong clones they released. He put an incredible amount of work in this. This is really cool. Super Nintendo, going back to even the Switch. There's Nintendo Disk Drive. I have one of those. That was only released in Japan. I remember Nintendo Power talking about it though, and it was supposed to come out in North America. They were supposed to have a new Zelda expansion to it. Game unfortunately never came out. And of course, how can you not mention console and the history of gaming without mentioning Sega, right? And talk about the SG-100. I have the SG-1002. I have a lot of these consoles. This is great. I'm on page 32, and how many pages is this? This is incredibly long. over 430 pages. That's crazy. So we'll kind of skip through this a little faster here, but it'll take forever. Otherwise, the Sega CD attachments, and I don't have one of these. This is cool. XI, I have one of those. I have a Wonder Swan. I don't have. This is really cool. That's like the first console I've seen I don't have. And this Pico, of course. I don't have a Dreamcast yet. I don't have one of these monitors, which is really cool. Dreamcast, I just love it. NEC or TurboGrafx. The Neo Geo. Consoles High Five, so the games, top 5 games for each console. And then, of course, Sony. And, of course, there's a history with Sony working with Nintendo. And there's that Nintendo Sony PlayStation prototype that was released, that was found. Very cool. It's worth probably a lot of money. Sony, of course, modern PS5. Here's Xbox, the original Xbox, the 360. Consoles top 5 again. More games, streaming games, going from Vizio to Apple TV, different things like that. It's cool. Laseractive, Pioneer, 3DO. He has it categorized not just when it was released, but he has it categorized by consoles, like manufacturer, which I think is really smart. The CDI, which I have, and there was a couple portable CDIs as well that I own. Let's see if they're listed here. They're actually right here. A couple of these portable CDIs I have, yeah. Those are really cool. Like console code names, this is what they were like known for, right? So before they came out, so for example, the Atari 2600 was called the Stella. That was a code name. Nintendo Dolphin was GameCube, yep. Xbox had some, Microsoft Xbox had some interesting code names and marks. Project Natural, Natel actually, Durango. Pretty cool. The VTech, I have that VTech. I do have that. Interesting. Leapfrog. So really, I mean, not just consoles, but handhelds to just obscure stuff. So I don't even know where you found all these pictures. Portables, of course. Here's Nintendo, of course, Game & Watch. The Lynx, I had the Lynx when it first came out, both models. Turbo Express was super advanced. Game Gear, of course. The N-Gage, which was a phone. Looked like a taco because you had to talk on it like a taco. I have one of these Mega Jets. This is basically a Mega Drive that they use on airplanes. Back in, I forget what airline, but it was a Japanese airline. Pretty rare because they weren't really sold for retail. The Nomad. Nomad was only in North America. I have these Game & Watch watches. Those are really cool. Does he have? Oh, he doesn't have every Game & Watch listed. Just the different types, because there's like hundreds. So, of course, Game Boys. This is a great reference guide, though. So, like for sure, if you want to know about a console, a handheld, PSP Go, I had one of those. I have one of those. I have an X-Play. I had an actually phone. This is a phone. I actually had that for a while. It went out all the time. Tiger Electronics. Some of these ones, GP2. The obscure third-party ones. Odroid, I have some of these Odroid ones. Wow, these are pretty up-to-date. These are brand new ones right here. That's cool. More Tiger Electronics, the watches, things like that. These are the LCD games. Tiger Gamecom. A lot of people call it game.com, but it's actually the Gamecom. Nokia, I remember playing, wow, it's funny he has it listed because that's playing Snake on that. I guess technically that is a game. The Evercade's fairly new. Steam Deck, look at that, it's even made the book. That's cool. Playdate, I don't have that. Some computers, Japanese consoles. Okay, let's skip forward. Going to these are different consoles. Wow. So talk about the different arcades, right? How, Computer Space was the first arcade. To Pong, the Evolution Arcades, the different boards, JAMA, Naomi, awesome. Play Choice. I have a Play Choice 10. I did a review on that a long time ago. I don't have that. That's one of those corner ones. It's really cool. And then these candy cabs are really sweet. And the MVS and Neo Geo, I have one of those. I don't have one of these mini ones. The MVS X, I don't have that. These are different cartridges. Sweet. And then the clone ones. He even mentions the clones. So going from like Hyperkin, Retro USB, the AVS, the Poly Mega, which hasn't come to light of day yet. Oh, look, the Phoenix. This is my console. CollectorVision Phoenix that made the list. Retrofeed. That's awesome. That's honored. That's really cool. My company and I, for those who may not know, I own part owner of CollectorVision Games. That made the list of the Phoenix. That's really rad. The analog. These are really high. These are like the Ferrari of consoles. I have the Mini. Yep, it's aluminum. I don't have this analog. That's really cool. Yeah, I did a review on the wood Neo Geo. They lent it to me. I had to give it back, but I kind of wish I bought one. These are still available, but I think they're doing last run finally. I don't have any of these. What is this? Love Holton? I don't have any of that. That's cool. These are different consoles or Superboy, portables, GameX. This is really cool. 8-Bit Boy. I did the review on that. And then these are the portable consoles for handhelds. At Games. Wow. Incredible amount of work in detail. Retro games. The minis. The Atari Sega minis. The different variations. Wow. The different minis for Nintendo as well. The different variations. 12 collection tips. Both Warriors. These are the Nintendo DS. Different variations of them. With different exclusives. I have this IQ right here. This is a Nintendo 64 that was available in China. And it was like one of those plug and play, plug it in to your console. Your TV. It was almost like what you get at those hotels, right? But yeah, the IQ, I have one of those. Chinese only. Travel dates. These were when games came out. Copy and paste. This is what clones and knockoffs that you have to look out for. That aren't official licensed games. National Video Game Museum, and I think that's in, Frisco, outside Dallas. This is cool. Vectrix Mini Arcade. Look at this, looks like an Atari Lynx. The Marlboro Atari Lynx, released North America, only 50 made. Wow, the orange, that's super rare. The McDonald'S DS. Wow, DSi, that's crazy. What's the story on this? Released 2010, McDonald's employee training tool. Wow. Where do you get these pictures? Incredible. Pokemon, yeah, into the Pokemon console, that version. The different, I have a Xbox, Micro Mountain Dew, Pepsi Hulk one, I don't have that. Nintendo 64, different orange one. Vita 2000. Different, another Microsoft Xbox One. Wow. Bonus round. These are different. Oh, these are different like memorabilia. So Nintendo cereal. I remember that. The gamepad, the card collecting cards. Tommy Racing Turbo. I remember that. I don't have one, but I remember those. Talking computer. Some of these pages stick together. Captain N, Game Masters. I have that DVD. It's a series that came in the 80s. Tiny arcades. Wow, different plushes and things like that. Comics, Nintendo Comics. Power Fest, different tournaments. Taco Bell, Star Fox, or that's interesting. N64 promotion, Taco Bell. Talking Country promotion. More different things, Index. Wow. So this is all the Index stuff in the back. And so everything's alphabetical. Index is almost half the book. That's crazy. And you have a checklist here as well, which is super cool. And then interviews with different people and different collections. I like that. I like this section a lot. VIB collectors. Go back. I'm sure John has got to be on here. Let's see. Not me, but John Hancock I'm referring to. He's definitely a mega collector. That's funny. He has a picture of his hand with a blister on his hand, playing so many games. Got Rickrolled. It's funny. Very cool. Kickstarter bonus. So yeah, this looks like it was Kickstarter at some point. Some different advertisements. Really cool book, I have to say. Really well done. I mean, just ton of history. Every console handheld you can dream of, think of. Checklist is really cool, and then different advertisements here as well. Game Gear to TurboGrafx 16. Really classic ones. Looks like these were pulled from like either GamePro or various magazines. Oh, sorry. Jaguar had some really fun ads, really interesting PlayStation 1. Virtual Boy, love that. I didn't see that in here, but I'm sure it's in here. I saw some now I think about it, I did see a Virtual Boy cartridge, so yeah, I'm guaranteed it's in here. The original Xbox, and then credits. Anyway, big thank you for, looks like there's quite a few research things like that, the players. Thank you for the book. I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you guys think. What are some of your consoles you guys recommend? What are some of your favorites? Leave a comment below. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, and thanks for subscribing. Game on.